Okay, today we want to introduce a new topic on EPS, earnings per share. EPS, that is earnings per share, IAS 33. EPS, earnings per share, IAS 33. In our previous lessons, we are doing group accounts, of which we have done 2 group cash flows. And I believe the knowledge you have in group, it can enable you get some few marks in an exam. But if you try very as you can even get everything in an exam concerning group accounts, because whatever we have done it conclusively. Now we want to introduce earnings per share, EPS. Now for you, if you are an investor in any company, you cannot just enter any company and put there your money. Like you just come in RCM, in NTC here, you say, I want to invest money there. You cannot. What are you going to do first? You need to evaluate our performance. You need to evaluate the performance of the company before you put your money there for investment. Therefore, there are tools that you use for investment. We have various tools that you use for investment, and tool number 1 is the EPS. You need to analyze the performance of the company through the EPS over time, like you check for the 5 years, how has the company been performing. You also check on dividend per share, dividend payout ratio. You also check on PE ratio of the company, so that you analyze, if I put my money here, how will I earn anything from it? Therefore, IAS 33 or KASNEB requires to know how to get the earnings per share, Therefore, we can introduce and say, EPS, this is the method, this is a method used to value publicly traded companies by potential investors. This is a method used to value publicly traded companies by potential investors. Before you invest in any company, you evaluate the performance using the earnings per share. Then we say EPS equals to, how do we get the EPS? EPS equals to profit attributable to ordinary shareholders. EPS equals to profit attributable to ordinary shareholders, divided by number of ordinary shares, in issue. How do I get EPS? Because this is the amount of profit that is attributed to every share. Therefore, I will take profit attributable to ordinary shareholders. I divide by the number of ordinary shares in issue. Then we say there are 2 types of EPS. There are two types of EPS. Number 1 type of EPS is the basic EPS. Number 2 is the diluted EPS. Number 1 is the basic EPS. Number 2 is the diluted EPS. Now, when you talk of basic EPS, that is the, let me mute everyone. When we talk of basic EPS, we mean that is the exact EPS of the company during the year. Basic is the actual EPS of the company during the year. What do we have as profit? What are the shares in issue during the year? Then we get the exact EPS of the company. But when we talk of diluted EPS, that is the future EPS. How will our EPS look like in future? And what can make our EPS change from today up to the future? For example, in the company, you have future claims on your shares. Future claims on your shares. Future claims on your shares, I mean, for example, I have an instrument, like I have promised my employees that in future, in the next 2 years, I'm going to give you shares. I'm going to give you shares for free. Therefore, it means that when I will give these shares in the future, it will dilute the interest of the original shareholder. Therefore, that is what we are going to call the diluted EPS. If we have future claims on our shares in the company, it means that in future, our EPS will come down. To dilute means going down. Dilute means going down. We shall be discussing that in detail. Let's start with basic EPS. Let's begin with basic EPS. Let's begin by looking at basic EPS. Basic EPS, that one we have said is the exact EPS of the company. We call it the basic EPS, Then we say basic EPS equals to a profit attributable to ordinary shareholders divided by weighted average number of ordinary shares. My basic EPS equals to profit attributable to ordinary shareholders divided by weighted average number of ordinary shares. Now, profit attributable to ordinary shares, in abbreviation, we are going to call it PAOS. Our abbreviation is PAOS. Instead of writing the whole thing, wasting time, PAOS. PAOS is the profit attributable to ordinary shareholders equals to, how do I get PAOS? You get profit after tax in the company. I want to get profit attributable to ordinary shareholders. Therefore, I will take profit after tax in the company. I come to less preference dividend in the company, because that belongs to preference shareholders. It does not belong to ordinary. Then I also less profit attributable to NCI shareholders, I less, then I get what I'm calling PAOS, profit attributable to ordinary shareholder. That is how we get our numerator when we want to compute basic EPS. That is how we get our numerator. That is how you get the numerator. Now, when we come to the denominator, weighted average number of ordinary shares. Remember, we said that our EPS equals to profit attributable to ordinary shareholders divided by number of ordinary shares in issue. But when we come to basic EPS, we are bringing in weighted average number of ordinary shares. Now, what do I mean by that? Remember, when we are computing the basic EPS, we are going to use the exact shares that are in the company. Like, for example, we came in the company, I start my year 1st January. I start my year 1st January 2024. Then I end on 31st December 2024. Then, for you, you came in my company on 1st October 2024. You came in my company 1st October 2024, but I started the year 1st January. Now, if during the year, if I want to pay dividend, will I pay you dividend from January or up to December, or I pay you from October up to December. Of course, I will pay you dividend from October because you came in your October in October. Therefore, I will not pay dividend for the whole year. For the whole year, because in this period, you are not there. Therefore, if I want to pay you dividend, I will wait. How much dividend do I want to pay? I want to pay for the whole year, 1,000. But for you, you came in only 3 months. Therefore, I will wait for 3 months. That's why we are saying weighted average number of ordinary shares. Then when you came in my company, you took 1,000 or 1,200 shares. You came and took 1,200 shares, and you came in the company on October. Therefore, I would say times 3 over 12 because you are in the company for 3 months. Therefore, the only shares that will qualify is 300. The only shares that will qualify is 300. Therefore, when I'm computing basic EPS, I will not use the total shares you took, 1,200, but I will use 300 because I'm going to wait on time basis. Or for example, you took my shares, but you did not pay full amount. You have not paid full amount. Like my market price is 50. For you, you came in the company, you only paid 30 out of 50. 30 out of 50. You have not fully paid the shares. Remember, one thing is you took 1,200 shares, you came in October, then also you did not pay full amount. Out of 50 per share, you only paid 30 per share. Therefore, I will take 1,200 times 3 over 12 times 30 over 50. I will not give you the full amount. I will not give you the full amount. Therefore, we get the shares that are going to participate for EPS or for dividend there. Therefore, we introduce and say, the following are the reasons. The following are the reasons that will cause a change in the number of ordinary shares. The following are the reasons that will cause a change in the number of ordinary shares, leading to the denominator referred to as weighted average number of ordinary shares, we shall be calling it one-offs. Weighted average in abbreviation, we shall be calling it one-offs. Then we are saying the following are the reasons that will cause a change in the number of ordinary shares, leading to the denominator referred to as weighted average number of ordinary shares. That is the one-offs. Number one item is shares may be issued during the year and either fully paid or partly paid. Shares may be issued during the year, and these shares might be either fully paid or partly paid. Then we put a dash and say, if fully paid, in bracket you say, wait on time basis. If it is fully paid, you are going only to wait on time basis. But if partly paid, then wait, in bracket we say wait on time basis and cash basis. You wait on both time basis and on cash basis. You wait on time basis and on cash basis. If it is partly paid, you wait on time basis and on cash basis. Example. Let's put an example. An example there. An example, we say, my love limited had 1,000 shares in issue on 1st January 2024. My love limited had 1,000 shares in issue on 1st January 2024. On 1st October 2024, my love limited issued 300 shares at the full market price, My love limited issued shares at the full market price. Required, calculate the one-offs, required, calculate the one-offs, required, calculate the one-offs, required, calculate the one-offs, Therefore, my love limited here, had 1,000 shares in issue on 1st January. We are assuming we end the year on that 1st December. Therefore, I want to calculate my one-offs, so that I get the EPS. I would say existing shares, that is on 1st January 2024, it was 1,000. Those ones we don't wait because it was in the company for the whole year. Then on 1st October, this one is fully paid shares. We issued fully paid shares there. It was 300. We multiply by 3/12. Who can give us the one-offs there? Who can give us the number of shares that we participate? Because those shares that we issued on 1st October, we weighed them on time basis. It will be 300 times 3 divided by 12. 75. I'm getting 75. Therefore, my one-offs will be 10, 75. My one-offs will be 10, 75 there. That is how you weight the shares, because the shares came in on 1st October. They were in the company for only 3 months. Therefore, that item we are going to weight on time basis. Number two item that will make us a change in the number of ordinary shares, leading to the denominator referred to as one-offs or weighted average, is shares may be issued as bonus shares. Shares may be issued as bonus. Then we say bonus shares are shares issued to the existing shareholders for free out of internal reserves. Bonus shares are shares issued to the existing shareholders for free out of internal reserves. For basic EPS purpose, or for basic EPS, bonus shares should not be weighted on time basis. Bonus shares should not be weighted on time basis. Why? Because there are no new funds that are coming to the company. No money the company is getting because we are just issuing the shares out of our internal reserves. We are just issuing shares out of internal reserves. We are not getting any money from them. Therefore, we are saying bonus shares should not be weighted on time basis. Any bonus shares should not be weighted on time basis. There. Bonus shares should not be weighted on time basis. Bonus shares should not be weighted on time basis. Then we go to number 3 item that will cause a change in the number of ordinary shares leading to the denominator referred to as one-offs. We say shares may be issued on conversion of preference shares and debentures. Shares may be issued on conversion of preference shares and debentures. We put a dash and say this will be weighted. This will be weighted on time basis. From when conversion took place. This will be weighted on time basis from when conversion took place. Therefore, which means we are going to weight shares issued as a result of conversion of preference shares or debentures will be weighted on time basis from when conversion took place. Number 4 item that will cause a change in the number of ordinary shares leading to the denominator referred to as one-offs. Number 4 item here is shares may be issued as stock options. Shares may be issued as stock options. Now, what are stock options? You put a dash and say stock options are privileges given or promised to employees and management. These are stock options are privileges given or promised to employees and management to buy shares in future at a price below the market price. Stock options are privileges given or promised to employees and management to buy shares in future at a price below the market price. Let me put a dash and say, in the stock option, there will be shares deemed to be at full market price. In bracket, you say weight on time basis. basis. I'm saying in the stock option, there will be shares deemed to be at full market price. In bracket, we are saying wait on time basis, and there will be shares deemed to be bonus. There will be shares deemed to be bonus. There will be shares deemed to be bonus. In bracket, you say, don't wait on time basis. Don't wait on time basis. Therefore, what we are saying, whenever you have a bonus issue, what we are saying here is that you don't wait on time basis. Whenever you have a bonus issue, you don't wait. Therefore, in a stock option, for example, I'm giving you 1,000 shares at a price of 20, and my market price is 50. 50 is the market price. Then exercise price, you are exercising at shillings 20. Therefore, it means that out of 50, you are only paying 20 shillings. Out of 50, how much are you paying? Only 20. Therefore, it means that shillings 30, I'm giving you for free. Therefore, shares deemed to be at full market will be 1,000 times 20 that you are paying over 50, which is 400. This one we say it is deemed to be at full market. You wait on time basis. But whatever I'm giving you free, 1,000 times 30 over 50 times 30 over 50, 600. This because I'm giving you for free, we deem them to be at bonus. Therefore, you don't wait on time basis. You don't wait them on time basis. That is what we are saying in the stock option. In the stock option, that is what we are saying. That is what we are saying, that you don't wait on time basis. You don't wait on time basis. Then we go to number 5. Number 5, shares may be issued as share split, or share consolidation, Shares may be issued as share split or share consolidation. 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 Then you put a dash and say, in the share split, shares are issued to the existing shareholders, free of charge. In a share split, shares are issued to the existing shareholders free of charge. Then you continue to say, share split occurs where the outstanding number of shares are split into 2 or more shares of the lower par value. Share split occurs where the outstanding number of shares are split into 2 or more shares of the lower par value. For EPS purpose, share split should not be weighted, on time basis. For EPS purpose, share split should not be weighted on time basis because you are getting shares for free. Because you are getting shares for free, we are not going to weight them on time basis. Like for example, I have 1,000 shares of shillings 10 per value. I have 1,000 shares of shillings 10 per value. And due to high demand of my shares, I decide to split my shares into lower par value. For example, I decide to split it into shillings 5 per value. When I split into shillings 5, it means I'm going to increase the number of shares, because if you have one share of shillings 10, I'm going to give you 2 shares of shillings 5. I'm splitting the bar value. Therefore, I'm increasing the shares. Therefore, if you have 1,000 shares of shillings 10, how many shares will you have of shillings what? 5. Of course, it will be for everyone you get 2. What about 1,000? 1,000 will be 1,000 times 2 divided by 1. Of course, you are going to have 2,000 shares. Therefore, the split here is not 2,000. The split is 1,000. You are getting 3 shares, 1,000, plus your original shares, 1,000. Therefore, you have 2,000 shares in total. Therefore, here, you are going to split your shares in that way. And the consolidation is the reverse. Consolidation is the reverse of share split. In a consolidation, you are going to reduce the number of shares. You can even put a dash and say, in share consolidation, the number of outstanding shares will be reduced due to increase in the bar value. In a share consolidation, the outstanding number of shares will be reduced due to increase in the bar value. Like for example here, I have 1,000 shares of shillings 5 each. Then we want to consolidate our shares into bigger units, which is shillings 10, for example. Shillings 10, I'm consolidating my shares into shares of shillings 10. Therefore, what am I going to do here? If you have 2 shares of shillings 1 or 5, you are going to get 1 share of shillings 10 because I'm consolidating. I give you few shares there. Therefore, if you have 2 shares of shillings 5 each, I will reduce it and give you 1 share of shillings 10. Therefore, if you have 1,000 shares, it means that for every 2 you get 1. What about 1,000? 1,000, it will be 1,000 times 1 divided by 2. Therefore, you will remain with 500. Therefore, in a share split, in a share consolidation, we are going to reduce the number of shares outstanding there. We are going to reduce the number of shares outstanding. If you have any question, kindly put it in the chat. Today, my good friend Florence is very quiet. I know you by speaking up. Therefore, you better do what you do best. My good friend Florence, you better do what you do best because you always ask questions. If you are quiet, then we wonder what is the problem today. Therefore, last item number 6. Our last item number 6. Our last item number 6 is shares may be issued. Shares may be issued as a result of rights issue. As a result of rights issue. Shares may be issued as a result of rights issue. Shares may be issued as a result of the rights issue. Then what's the rights issue? Rights issue is the issue of shares, to the existing shareholders, at a price below the market price on pro rata basis, shares may be issued as a result of the rights issue. And we are saying rights issue is the issue of shares to the existing shareholders at a price below the market price on pro rata basis. On pro rata means if you have like 2 shares, I'm going to add you 1 share. Or if you have 5 shares, I'm going to add you 2 shares on pro rata basis. But of course, it comes at a price below the market price. Therefore, you put a dash and say, in the rights issue, there are shares deemed to be at full market price, in the rights issue, there are shares deemed to be at full market price. In bracket, you say weight on time basis. In the rights issue, there are shares deemed to be at full market price. In bracket, we say weight on time basis. And there are shares deemed to be bonus. In bracket, you say don't wait on time basis. You don't wait. Bonus issue, you don't wait. But shares at full market price, you wait on time basis. Then you put a dash and say, in order to determine shares at full market price, in order to determine shares at full market price, first compute a price called theoretical X-right price. You are first going to compute a price called theoretical X-right price. In order to determine the shares at full market price, first we are going to compute a price called theoretical X-right price. Now, what is theoretical X-right price? Theoretical X-right price, this is the price that is assumed to prevail after the rights issue. This is the price that is assumed to prevail after the rights issue. Like, for example, my market price of the shares is 50. Then I'm giving you shares a rights issue at shillings 40. Therefore, I'm giving you shares at a price below what? The price of 50, below the market price. Therefore, in theory, that's why we are saying theoretical X right price. In theory, we assume that this 40 will pull this market price down like to 45. It will pull that price down in theory, but in practice, it might not happen. In practice, it might not happen, but in theory, we assume that that price will change. We assume that the original price will change. The original price will change. That is in theory. In theory, we assume that it will change. It will change. That is why we are saying this is the price that is assumed to prevail after the rights. Now, how do we get theoretical X right price? Theoretical X right price. How do we get it? How do you get theoretical X right price? I want to see AFM gurus here. AFM, those who are sharp in AFM. Here we take value of existing shares, value of existing shares plus value of new shares from the rights multiplied by number of existing shares plus number of new shares from the rights, shares from the rights issue. That is how we get theoretical X right price. You are going to take the value of existing shares plus the value of new shares, you divide by number of existing shares plus new shares from the rights. We get the theoretical X right price. Then, how do we get shares? Shares at full market price, at full market price. How do we get shares at full market price? How do you get shares at full market price? This one you take value, you take this value of new shares, value of new shares, you divide by theoretical X right price. You divide by theoretical X right price. How do you get shares at full market? Because we said shares at full market, you wait on time basis. The bonus element, you don't wait. Therefore, here I have my theoretical X right price. What is the purpose of theoretical X right price? Here, I'm going to use it to get shares at full market price. How do I get shares at full market price? I will take the value of new shares, I divide by theoretical X right price. Theoretical X right price. Example. Let's do an example there. Let's do an example. Example, we say, my love limited had 5,000 shares, 5,000, or let's say 10,000 shares, 10,000 shares in issue, 10,000 shares in issue on 1st January 2024. My love limited had 10,000 shares in issue on 1st January 2024. On 1st July 2024, my love limited made or did a rights issue. My love limited did a rights issue of shares, to the existing shareholders, Mairab Limited did a rights issue of shares to the existing shareholders on the basis of, two shares, for every five shares held, for every 5 shares held, for every 5 shares held at a price of shillings, shillings 10, shillings 10. The market price of shares before the rights issue was Kenya shillings 15. The market price of the shares before the rights issue was Kenya shillings 15. Required. Compute the one-offs as at that 1st December. Required. Compute the one-offs as at that 1st December. Required. Compute the one-offs as at that 1st December. Required. Compute the one-offs as at that 1st December. Required. Compute the one-offs as at that 1st December. Now, Mairab Limited issued shares here, made the rights issue. Therefore, if we make the rights issue, how are we going to get the one-offs? Now, here, first in the rights issue, our ratio is for every 5 shares, you get 2. For 2 shares for every 5 shares held. At the ratio of 2 shares for every 5. Therefore, if you have 5 shares, I'm going to give you 2. Therefore, my total new shares equals to, I will say for every 5 you get 2. What about 10,000 shares? What about 10,000? Because the existing shares were 10,000. It will be 10,000 times 2 divided by 5. Of course, it is how many shares? This one is 1, this one is 2,000, 4,000. Our new shares is 4,000. New shares is 4,000. New shares is 4,000. New shares is 4,000. That is the new shares I'm getting from the right. Then I come to get theoretical X-right price. I come to get theoretical X-right price using our formula. Value of existing shares plus value of new shares divided by number of existing shares plus the new shares from the right. Therefore, here, on my formula to get the theoretical X-right price, for every 5 shares, you get 2. For every 5 shares, you get how many shares? 2. 5 shares, the price of 5 shares was 15. Before the rights, the price was 15. Therefore, I put 15 there. And the new shares is coming at shillings 10. The new shares is coming at what? Shillings 10. Therefore, 2, I multiply by 10 to get the value. This one is 75. This one is 20. Then I add. Shares is 7. The value is 95. I'm adding the shares, total shares, which is 5 plus 2. Then the value is 75 plus 20. Because before the rights, I had 5 shares at shillings 15, which means the value is 75. Then on the rights, I got 2 shares at shillings 10. The value is 20. Therefore, I add 5 plus 2, I get 7. What is the value? 95. Therefore, my theoretical x right price equals to 95 divided by 7. 95 divided by 7, it will be 95 divided by 7, 13.57, that is approximately 13.6. 13.6, that is my theoretical x right price. Now my price has changed from 15 to 13.6. It has come down because I issued shares at shillings 10. Therefore, once I get this theoretical x right price, then I come to compute shares at full market price. Shares at full market price. How do I do it? I say you take the value of new shares. Value of new shares, of course, it's 4,000 times shillings 10 divided by 13.6. Theoretical x right price 13.6. Why am I taking 4,000 times 10? Remember, new shares, total new shares came at shillings. I got 4,000 shares, but each share was calling at shillings what? 10. Therefore, you get the value, total value of new shares. Then we divide by theoretical x right price based on our formula here. Based on our formula. Therefore, my theoretical x right price will be 40,000 divided by 13.6. I just rounded off 29.41. 29.41. Those are the shares at full market price. Those shares we wait on time basis. Bonus element, you don't wait. How do we get bonus? Bonus equals to total shares, which is 4,000, minus shares at full market price, which is 29.41. Which is 29.41. I get the bonus. The bonus, you don't wait. That is 4,000 minus 29.41. 1059. 1059. Those are the bonus elements. You don't wait. You don't wait on time basis. Then we started by, in a rights issue, we started by looking at what are the new shares that we are getting. We found that we are getting 4,000 as new shares. Then you come to get your theoretical x right price. How do you get theoretical x right price? We said you take the value of new shares plus the value of existing shares plus the value of new shares. You add them. Then you divide by the number of existing shares plus the new shares from the right. Of course, we get 7. Why am I doing this? I had 5 shares originally. Then they added me what? 2. They added me 2. Therefore, total shares was 7. Then now let's get the one-offs. Let's get the one-offs before we finish. Let's get the one-offs. Let's get the one-offs. Let's get the one-offs there. One-offs. Let's get the one-offs from our computation. One-offs, because examiner wanted us to get the one-offs weighted average. I would say existing shares. That is on 1st January 2024. It was 10,000. That is existing shares, 10,000. You don't wait. Then I come to rights issue. Rights issue. This was on 1st July 2024. I said shares at full market. Shares at full market. At full market. It will be 29.41. 29.41 times 6/12. I weight on time basis. I weight them on time basis, which is 29.41 divided by, I'm getting 1470, 1470.5, 1471. Just round off, 1471. Then my bonus was 1059. I don't wait. Therefore, I just write here 1059 there. Then I get my one-offs, which is 10,000 plus 1471 plus 1059 plus 1059, that is 12,530. That is how we get our one-offs in each scenario. In each scenario, we have looked at 6 scenarios. Scenario number 1 was shares might be issued during the year, either at full market price or partially or partly paid. Number 2, we had shares may be issued as bonus. We say that bonus element, you don't wait on time basis. Number 3 item, we said shares might be issued as a result of conversion of preference shares or debentures. That one we said you wait from when you converted up to the balance sheet. Then number 4, we said shares might be issued as a result of stock options. We said that stock options are privileges given to shareholders and given to employees and management to get shares in future at a price below the market price. We said we are going to divide it into shares at full market price and the bonus element. Shares at the full market price, you wait on time basis. Bonus element, don't wait. Then we came to shares may be issued as a result of share split or share consolidation. Share split is where you are just increasing the number of shares because maybe of high demand of your shares. We said you don't wait on time basis. Share consolidation, you are reducing shares. Also, we said don't wait on time basis. But because you are reducing the shares, you less. Then lastly, we have looked at shares might be issued as a result of the rights issue. As a result of the rights issue. That is how we get our denominator, the one-offs. Now, before we look at our question, I propose that we go for a very short break, health break for 5 minutes. Health break for 5 minutes. And when we come back, we are going to look at the question of April 2022. April 2022. We are going to look at the question of April 2022. I believe question, let me check on my paper question, which number, question number April 2022. Question, which question is this? Question number 3. Question number 3. April 2022. Question number 3. Question number 3. April 2022. Question number 3. Immediately after the break. EPS. This question of April 2022. Question number 3C. Question number 3C. Question number, just a minute. We are back with the question of April 2022, question number 3C. It says, Unlimited, a publicly traded company, had 9 million ordinary shares of shillings 1 per value and 1,000,007% redeemable preference shares of shillings 10 per value, each on 1st October 2020. As at the date, Unlimited also had in issue 2.5 million stock options. These options are exercisable at shillings 1.5 per share. The average fair value per ordinary share during the year ended at 30th September 2021 was shillings 2. Unlimited's profit for the year to that 30th September 2021 from continuing operations was shillings 14,575 and 30th September 2020 15,100. The following transactions took place during the year ended 30th September 2020. Number 1, on 1st January 2021, the company issued 1.8 million ordinary shares in a 1-for-5 rights issue at a price of shillings 2 when the market price per share on CAM-right basis was shillings 5. On 1st April 2021, RE Limited issued 1 million ordinary shares at a price at their full market value, Number 3, on 1st July 2021, the company issued a Shilling 5 million convertible bond with an effective interest rate of 12%. The bond is convertible into ordinary shares at the holder's option on the basis of 60 shares per Shillings 100 bond. None of the bond was convertible during the year ended 30th September 2021. The income tax rate applicable to RE Limited is 30%. Required basic earnings per share. Number 2, the stated earnings per share. Number 3 is the diluted earnings per share. Now we have not discussed diluted earnings there. We are only going to do requirement number 1 and requirement number 2 because we have not discussed the diluted earnings per share. We have not discussed diluted. Let's concentrate on basic. Let's concentrate on basic in this question. Now, in the question of April 2022, examiner was wishing us success because for you to get basic, first in EPS, you need to establish when are you starting the year, start date of the year, and end date of the year. Start date and end date is very important. Why? Because you are going to weight your shares on time basis. Therefore, you need to know, like in this question, we are ending on 30th September 2021. Therefore, which means our year started on 1st of October 2020. That is when we started the year. 1st of October 2020. We are ending 30th September 2021. That is the most important thing. You need first to establish when am I starting the year, when am I ending the year. That is very important, like what we have done. Then I come and say, examiner wants me to give basic EPS. Do I know the formula of basic EPS, my good friends? That is the question I ask myself. Do I know the formula of basic EPS? Yes, I was in NTC one time, and Mwalimu told me that basic EPS equals to powers over wanos. That is what Mwalimu told me in NTC when I was doing my advanced financial reporting. That is what Mwalimu told me, that for you to get basic EPS, you need the powers, you need also the wanos. Then how do I get the powers? What did Mwalimu say about the powers? I ask myself that very good question. Powers equals to, I will take profit after tax, I come to less preference dividend. That is what Mwalimu told me in NTC when I was learning online. Then I also come to less NCI profit if it is there. NCI profit, then I remain with what is due to ordinary shareholders. We call them powers. We call it powers. That is what you do. Then I say, do I have profit after tax in the question? I go directly to my question. Yes, my examiner has given me 2021, it was 14,575. 14,575. That is the profit after tax. Then do I have preference shares? Do I have preference shares for me to get preference dividend? Yes, I check in the question. Examiner told us that we had 7% redeemable preference shares of Shillings 10 per value, 1 million. Therefore, preference shares equals to 1 million times 10 per value, which is 10 million. The value is 10 million. But the dividend equals to 7% times the value, which is 10,000, which is 10,000. Of course, I'm going to get 700. Dividend is 700. Therefore, I come to less 700. I come to less 700. Then do I have NCI in my question? This question, there was no NCI. But Mwalimu is putting that NCI because you will find in another question, there will be NCI. If there is NCI, you less the NCI profit. Therefore, what will be our powers? My powers will be, I less 700, 13,875. 13,875. Then the examiner will do this. Give me 2 marks for free. That is what the examiner will do. He gives me 2 marks. Then I'm somewhere. I'm already somewhere. I'm already somewhere because out of 50%, I'm now looking for 48% because out of the powers, examiner has already given me 2 marks. I'm waiting for 48 within 3 hours. Within 3 hours, I'm waiting for 48 marks. Now, after I get the powers, then I ask myself, how do I get the power and the ones? I come to say ones. Let me get the ones. Ones, we say particulars. You say here particulars. Number of ordinary shares, number of ordinary shares. Then I come to the weight. Then ones. I need the ones. Then out of my ones, good friends, how do I start computing ones? I start, when do I begin the year? I start the year on 1st October 2020. What was my existing shares? Existing shares at that time, examiner told me that we have 9 million. I'm putting my shillings in thousands. Therefore, when I write 9,000, it is 9 million. I'm avoiding 3 zeros. This one will not be weighted on time basis. Therefore, my one was is 9,000 there. 9,000 there. 9,000. I say particulars. What is my particulars? I'm starting the year on 1st October 2020. What was the existing shares at that time? It was 9 million. Will I weight the 9 million? I'm not going to weight them because it will be in the company for 12 months. Or if I want to weight them, then I will say 12 over 12 like that. If I want to weight them, 12 over 12. Then, when you are doing your EPS, you go as per the chronological of events. What came first? 1st October was the beginning. Then when we go to additional information, note number 1, on 1st January 2021, before we go there, as at that date, Unlimited had in issue 2.5 million stock options. These options are exercisable at shillings 1.5 per share. The average fair value per ordinary share during the year ended 30th September 2021 was shillings 2. Now, examiner told us that there was stock option, but is there anybody who exercised this stock option? Is there anybody who exercised? Because in basic, you are only going to take there the shares that were exercised. Therefore, in the stock option, was there anybody who exercised? There was none who exercised. The examiner has not told us that anybody exercised. Now, note number 1. On 1st January 2021, the company issued 1.8 million ordinary shares in a 1-for-5 rights issue at a price of shillings 2 when the market price per share on CAMRIGHT was shillings 5. Therefore, here on 1st January 2021, we have the rights rights issue. In the rights issue, my good friends, we say there will be shares at full market, shares at full market, shares at full market, full market. This one we say to be wait on time basis. Then we have the bonus. Bonus we say you don't wait on time basis. Bonus you don't wait on time basis. Bonus you don't wait on time basis. Therefore, let me compute the rights issue here. In the rights issue, we said that we are going to have what was the new shares from the rights? New shares from the rights. New shares equals to, examiner gave us 1.8. New shares as 1.8. New shares, examiner on 1st January 2021, the company issued 1.8 million ordinary shares of shillings 5 each, of shillings 5 each. Therefore, new shares is 1.8. Then what was the ratio? What was the ratio of issuing this? The ratio was for every 5, you get 1. For every 5, you get 1. Then we are going to get our theoretical X right price. Theoretical X right price. Theoretical X right price. We say if you have 5 shares, you get 1 free. You get 1. You get 1. What was the price of 5? What was the price of 5? The price of 5 was shillings 5. Because on the come right basis was shillings 5, that was the price. Then the new shares I was issuing at shillings 2. At shillings 2. Therefore, you multiply. This is 25. This is 2. Therefore, you add. This one you get 6. Total shares 6. 27. 27 there. Therefore, my theoretical X right price equals to 27 divided by 6. 27 divided by 6. 27 divided by 6. 27 divided by 6. 4.5. My theoretical X right price is 4.5. 4.5. Then I come to compute shares at full market. Shares at full market. I come to compute shares at full market. Here we said you take value of new shares, you divide by theoretical X right price. You divide by theoretical X right price, of which I'm going to take 1800 times 2 divided by 4.5. 1800 is the new shares. It is coming at shillings 2. Then you divide by the theoretical X right price, which is 4.5. What will be my theoretical X right price? It will be 36 divided by 4.5, 800. 800. Therefore, my shares at full market is 800. Then my bonus equals to 1800 minus 800 equals to 1000. Those ones you don't wait on time basis. Therefore, when I come to my schedule here, shares at full market is 800. Bonus is 1000. Bonus you don't wait. Therefore, our one-offs will be 1000. Bonus you don't wait. We already said that bonus you don't wait. But shares at full market, we wait. Now, when did we issue these shares? We issued on 1st January. We are ending the year on 30th September. Therefore, I have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. My weight is 9/12. 9/12 is my weight. That is 600. That is 600. That is 600. That is 600. Then I come to the second item. Number 2. I'm done with the note number 1 rights issue. I go to note number 2. On 1st April 2021, Unlimited issued 1 million ordinary share at full market price. Now, what happened on 1st of April? 1st of April, 1st April, shares at full market, We issued 1 million shares at full market, 1 million shares at full market. Those ones we are going to wait on time basis. When did I issue the shares? On 1st April. Therefore, it was in the company from April, June, May, June, July, August, September. That is 6/12. It was in the company for 6 months. That is 500. Therefore, that is my one-off 500. Then I go to note number 3. On 1st July 2021, the company issued a 5 million convertible bond with an effective interest rate of 12%. The bond is convertible into ordinary shares at the holder's option on the basis of 60 shares per shillings 100 bond. None of the bond was converted during the year ended 30th September 2021. Nobody exercised, nobody converted. Therefore, we are done with this one. We get our one-offs. I get my one-offs, total one-offs. I add 9,000 plus 600 plus 1,000 plus 500. I already have the one-offs. Remember, in an exam, examiner will not mark the one-offs. He will mark the procedure. Not the one-offs. Therefore, don't worry that maybe this one will be wrong. We shall be marking the procedure. How did you get the one-offs? Like shares, existing shares, I give you a tick. Rights issue, I give you a tick. Shares at full market, I give you a tick there. Then I come to my basic. My basic EPS equals to my powers of a one-offs. My powers equals to 13,875 divided by 11,100. Divided by 11,100. 1.25. That is shillings 1.25, which is my basic EPS. That is my basic EPS. That's how you get your basic EPS. Very straight, very clear, very enjoyable. Therefore, that's what the examiner wanted to give us those marks. Then we go to the stated EPS. Restated EPS. Let's do the restated EPS. Now we need to understand what is restatement. We need to understand under EPS what is restatement. Therefore, on restated EPS, let's go to restatement of EPS. Restated EPS, we say restatement is doing the comparison, Restatement is doing the comparison of the previous year EPS with the current year EPS if the following factors are in the current year, but not in the previous year. What Mariam is saying, restatement means doing the comparison of the previous year EPS with the current year EPS if the following factors are in the current year but not in the previous year. If the following factors are in the current year but not in the previous year, then we are going to compare. Like this year, my EPS is 1.25. And in this year, there were some factors maybe that were not in the previous year. Therefore, we say, suppose these factors were also in the previous year, how will our EPS look like? Factor number one is the rights issue. Rights issue. Factor number two is the bonus issue. Then factor number three is share split, or share consolidation, share consolidation. Share split or share consolidation. If these factors are in the current year, like when I'm giving a rights issue, remember in the rights issue, there are free shares. There are free shares I'm issuing. Therefore, I assume that if, suppose in the previous year, I also issued free shares, how will my EPS look like? Bonus is I'm giving bonus shares for free. Suppose in the previous year, because when you give free shares, you are increasing the denominator, which is the number of shares, but you are not increasing the profit. Therefore, you assume that suppose in the previous year also I had free shares. How will my EPS look like? Let's start with item number one, rights issue. Rights issue. Let's start with item number one, which is the rights issue. EPS will be restated as follows. EPS will be restated as follows. EPS will be restated as follows. You take the previous year EPS, you are going to take the previous year EPS, you multiply by this factor, X right price, that is the theoretical X right price overcome right price, You take your previous year EPS, you multiply by this factor, X right price. Remember we had the theoretical X right price and the come right price. Like in this question, how do we, did the examiner give us the previous year EPS? No, examiner has not given us the previous year EPS. Therefore, we say in our case, what is our previous year EPS? What is our previous year EPS? Our previous year EPS. It means that we are going to recompute because examiner gave us the previous year profit. Examiner gave us the previous year profit. Therefore, my previous EPS equals to my previous year profit was 15,100 divided by my previous year one-offs. My previous year one-offs was the opening shares, which was 9,000, because our existing shares opening was the previous year shares. Therefore, I come to divide by 9,000. 9,000 previous year shares. When I was opening, examiner told me on 1st January, on 1st October, sorry, when we started the year, we had 9 million. Therefore, those was our previous year one-offs. Therefore, let me get my previous year EPS, that is 15,100 divided by 9,000. I'm getting 1.68. 1.68, I'm rounding off, 1.68. That is my previous year EPS. That's my previous year EPS. Then I come to restated EPS equals to 1.68 times my X right price was 4.5, we have computed. Come right price was 5. Come right price means the price before the rights issue. We call it come right. The price before the rights issue. X right we computed. Therefore, I compute the restated EPS there. I say 1.68 times 4.5 divided by 5. I'm getting 1.512. 1.512. That is the restated EPS. The restated EPS when we have the rights issue. That is how you restate your EPS. Let us look at item number 2. Item number 2. Restated where do we have a bonus issue? Where we have the bonus issue. If I have the bonus issue, how do I restate my EPS? If I have the bonus issue, I will take previous year EPS, previous year EPS times total shares, or let me just say shares before bonus, all over shares after bonus. I will take my previous year EPS times this factor. Which factor? Factor of shares before the bonus and shares after the bonus. Now let's assume this was not the rights issue, it was the bonus. Let me assume, kindly allow Marim to assume so that you understand what Marim is saying. We did the rights issue. For every 5, you get 1. And allow Marim to use our example so that we understand. Note that in this question there was bonus, it was a rights issue. But I'm assuming it was a bonus so that we understand. For every 5, you are getting 1 share. It means shares before the rights, it was 5. After the rights, it is 5 plus 1, which is 6. Therefore, if I want to restate my EPS, I'm just using it as an example. Kindly, don't say Marimu did that. As an example. For example, I'm assuming my previous year EPS was 1.68. I'm assuming it was a rights issue, but I'm assuming it was bonus. Therefore, I come to multiply by my shares before the rights was 5. Then after the rights, I got 6 because I added 1 share, which is 6. Therefore, what will be my restated EPS? Although I have just assumed for us to understand, if examiner has given you the bonus, that is what you do. 1.68 times 5 divided by 6. I'm getting 1.4. If it was bonus, then my restated EPS will be 1.4. You take the previous year EPS times shares before the rights, or the bonus, over shares after the bonus. Before the bonus, you had 5, and in the bonus, you are getting 1. For every 5, you get 1. It means I had 1 before I get 1. Total shares after the bonus is 6. That is how you restate your EPS if there is a bonus. Let's go to the last one, share split. How do we do it when we have share split? Share split or share consolidation. Share split or share consolidation. Share split or share consolidation. How do I restate my previous EPS? Here, restated EPS equals to previous year powers. I take previous year powers divided by previous year ones, previous year ones, Then this previous year one was, I either split or consolidate. Are you either split or consolidate? This previous year one was, you are either going to split or consolidate. If it was a share split, it means I'm going to split the previous year one-offs. It means I'm going to split the previous year one-offs. Like, let me assume using our question. Our previous year powers was 15,100. 15,100. 15,100. That is in 2020, 15,100. Then I assume that my one-offs was 9,000. But if I have the share split in the current year, I split these shares. For every one, you get 2, which means I'm going to split this. I multiply by 2. I multiply by 2 if it is share split. I split the shares, I multiply by 2, which will be 15,100 divided by 18,000. It is coming to 0.83 blah 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 83 like that blah blah blah. If I had share split in the current year, but it was in the previous year, I'm going to recompute the previous year EPS by taking the previous year powers divided by the previous year one-offs, but I split the one-offs for me to get that. And if it was a share consolidation, I'm reducing the number of shares. Reducing means for every 2 shares, you get 1. For every 2 shares, you get 1. It means I'm going to reduce this. I multiply by like that. I split, I multiply, therefore I get 4.5 shares. 4,500. Therefore, my EPS will be 15,100 if there was a share consolidation in the current year. 15,100 divided by 4,500. My EPS, if it was share consolidation, it comes to 3.35, blah, 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 like that. That is how you restate your EPS. And what will make us restate? We assume because here we are issuing shares for free. In the current year, I'm issuing shares for free. I assume, suppose in the previous year, also you issued shares for free. What will happen to your EPS? What will happen to your EPS? That is what we call restatement of the EPS. Restatement of the EPS. Therefore, that is what you do for you to do that. Now, because of time, we cannot discuss diluted EPS right away. We are not going to discuss it because of time. Because of time, we are not going to discuss. We only have like 10 minutes. We cannot rush discussing that diluted. Therefore, on Friday, we shall be discussing diluted EPS. And remember, Friday will be a holiday. Therefore, we shall discuss on our WhatsApp at what time shall we be meeting, apart from meeting from 7 to 9, we shall discuss appropriate time so that we can meet during the day and probably take longer hours in discussing. Thank you for your time today. Let's meet on Friday. Bye-bye. Enjoy your week ahead of you.